The objective for this video is to calculate the sample variance and standard deviation for a grouped frequency distribution. In previous videos, we used the data for the number of electoral votes allocated to each state in order to construct a grouped frequency distribution and then to estimate the mean for the grouped data. The procedure for finding the variance and standard deviation for grouped data is similar to that for finding the mean for grouped data, and it uses the midpoints of each class. The class midpoints are used as reliable approximations since some values fall above the midpoint and others fall below. We will pick up the procedure where the table is completed up through the column that contains the products of the frequencies and the midpoints. Each of the entries in this column represents an estimate for the total of the data values that fall in each class. The next step is to multiply the frequencies by the squares of the midpoints. The first entry in this table then would be 1436.5. We should continue this process for each row in the table. Next, we will find the sum of the frequencies, which will be the number of data values in the dataset. The sum of the products of the frequencies and the midpoints, which serves as an estimate for the sum of the data values, and the sum of the products of the frequencies and the squares of the midpoints. Each of these sums is then used to evaluate the formula that will provide us with an estimate for the sample variance. Substituting each value appropriately, we find a sample variance of 89.8. The square root of the sample variance will give us our estimate for the sample standard deviation. So the sample standard deviation for this grouped data is 9.5. The actual standard deviation for the number of members per state is 9.6. Our estimate of the standard deviation using the grouped data was 9.5 members per state. The discrepancy occurs because in the absence of the raw data, the individual data values for each class were estimated using the midpoints of each class. In this video, we learned how to calculate the sample variance and standard deviation for a grouped frequency distribution.